Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mindset Reset Radio. Today, I want to share with you my 5 favorite affirmations for confidence and success. They're going to be coming from my book, Rise and Shine, Daily Affirmations for Women, that just came out in December of 2021. And it was also just featured on E-News's 15 best-selling items from Amazon for to help you get through daylight savings, which was super cool. So excited to see that people are loving the book, loving what's in here. It's actually just a book full of affirmations. And then as you can see, let me get to one of them. Throughout the book, there are also these things called Rise and Shines. So if you're watching the video, I just showed you what it looks like, but it's just a page in the book that isn't just an affirmation. It's actually an exercise that you can do to feel more confident, more successful, love yourself more deeply, like just a little thing you can do in the morning to step into a better mindset and feel really good about how you're starting your day. So all of that to say, the affirmations I'm going to share today are from this book. And I love affirmations because they help anchor me when I need to continually come back to a certain mindset or when I want to be reminding myself of something. So in this case, when we want to remind ourselves of our confidence, of how successful we are and how successful we will continue to be, affirmations can be that thing that pulls you back. So when you're starting to stray, you're starting to feel doubt or fear, you say that affirmation or even just a part of that affirmation, and you're reminded, no, I am confident. I am successful. This is all within me. So let's jump right in. Why not? So the first affirmation that I love is actually the first one in the book. And it says, I am like the sun. I rise each morning, ready to shine a light on those around me and set on the horizon each evening, knowing I've done what I came here to do. And I love this affirmation because it reminds us that we can be confident in everything we're doing today. We can be confident that we will get everything done that needs to get done. And at the end of the day, we can rest our head knowing that we did that, because as ambitious, successful women, excuse my voice a little bit, sorry. Let me take a sip of water. I'm on the tail end of a little bit of like a head cold. So I feel great, but I don't sound great. Okay. And I also like the visualization of I am like the sun. The sun is this incredible, powerful thing in our lives, and we can be that. We can shine a light on other people. We rise every day powerfully. We get to choose how brightly we shine every day. So that's my first favorite affirmation to share with you. The second affirmation is, I am empowered, confident, inspired, and self-assured when I come back to what I know. My value and my worth can only be determined by me. I'm probably going to say I love this affirmation for everyone. So that's just true. I do. I love this affirmation because I like that it reminds us that our value and our worth can only be determined by us. So often we fall into this spiral of self-doubt, of fear, of feeling like our successes are not big enough because we're letting other people's opinions dictate how we think about ourselves. And so I love that this affirmation is the reminder that our value and our worth is only determined by us. And more importantly, when we really allow ourselves to step into what we're worth and really own our value, that's when we're most successful. So bringing those two things together in this affirmation is a really beautiful way to remind ourselves, hey, it all starts and ends right here within me. All right, let's go to affirmation number 3. When I believe in myself, I set the tone for how others see me, what they say to me, and how I react to their opinions and feedback. I really, really love how this affirmation does something similar to the last one, where it reminds us that the belief and confidence in ourselves is number one. That's the pillar, right? But the reminder that by doing that, we then set the tone for how people react to us, how people speak with us, what comes our way. When we walk, you've probably seen that woman, that person who's confident, they have this air about them. And it changes the way that you talk to them. It probably changes the opportunities that get given to them because they have this sense of confidence. Maybe they aren't feeling totally confident within themselves, but they have a certain amount of self-belief that allows them to walk in that way, allows them to present themselves in that way. I remember when I was interviewing for a position many, many, many years ago. It was the biggest position I'd ever interviewed for at the time. It was director of social outreach for this incredible education startup. It was an amazing experience. And I remember I was definitely really nervous because it was one of those times in my life where I was for sure making a leap. Like I could do the job, but it was definitely going to push me to learn and grow and do things I hadn't done before. And like months later, I was talking with the founders who we were all about the same age and like good friends. And like we were out getting drinks one night and they're like, you were so confident in that interview. Like we immediately knew we were going to hire you because of how confident you were. And I was like, that's amazing because I did not feel that confident, but I knew that I could get the job done. I had to put my most confident self out there. And that self-belief is what helped me do that. So believing in yourself is going to set the tone for how others see you. So that's a key piece of your confidence in success, right? It starts inside, which sounds corny, but it's true. Ooh, this is a good one. Confidence radiates from me today as I walk with my head high, my heart open, and my feet firmly rooted in the ground. I find affirmations that encourage a certain visualization, like the first one and this one in particular, really help resonate for me. Especially this one because it gives you cues, right? So I don't know if you've ever done like power poses, but power poses teach you, stand with your chest open and your arms out and your shoulders back and your chin up. And it works because those positions make us feel confident, make us feel powerful. And this affirmation reminds you to do that, to come back to not only the mindset that you have everything within you, that you are confident, that you are successful, but that you can shift your body physically to step into that confidence. That confidence will radiate from you when you do that, when you walk with your head high, with your heart open. And what I love most about this, your feet firmly rooted in the ground. You are grounded in your success, your confidence, what you have to offer the world. And every step you take is confident, is steady, is rooted in that belief that you are confident. And even if you don't fully believe it, really stepping into that, tapping into that within your body in terms of how you walk, how you keep your chest open can help you slowly embody and really feel into that confidence more and more every day. Because the thing with all these affirmations is you don't have to be fully confident in yourself right here and right now. You don't have to say, I am so successful and like really believe it. These affirmations, coming back to them again and again, is what's going to help you believe it. And so one day, the affirmation isn't something you're reciting to practice. It's just what you think. I've seen this happen for me over and over again in different areas of my life. This is kind of a personal example. And it sounds cheesy, but it's so real for me. I have dealt for many years and even still now with a lot of body image issues and not feeling like my body is good enough. And for a long time, I also felt like I wasn't pretty. I wasn't attractive, I guess. In high school, this is like really embarrassing, but I'll just go for it. In high school, I had a boyfriend who, I don't remember if it's like when we were together or when we broke up. If it was when we were together, that's really lame. he called me a butterface, which means everything is attractive about you but your face, which is so awful. And I carried that with me for so long. I was in therapy in my 20s talking about that. And the reason I share this with you is, in a therapist that I was working with, something that we practiced was I would look in the mirror every day, or every time I looked in the mirror, I would have to say 3 things that I liked when I looked in the mirror. And so it wasn't necessarily an affirmation, but the idea of repetition. And I remember one day so vividly, after a few weeks or months of doing this, like every single time I looked in the mirror, I had to say 3 things every single time. I held myself to it. So I must have done this 10 times a day. Because every time you go in the bathroom, you see yourself in the mirror, right? And I remember one day I caught myself in the mirror, and the first thing I thought was, I love you. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but it was this incredible, powerful moment of like, oh my gosh, like I really do love myself. I really see the beauty in myself now. Like, wow, look how pretty I am. Look how gorgeous my eyes are. Look how great my cheeks are. I love my shoulder. Like, it was so easy. All of a sudden, it was just automatic. And so I share that because there's power in repetition, even if you don't believe it just yet. And that's part of why these affirmations are so incredible, is it's something that we can just hook onto and repeat over and over. And it keeps you open to shifting the way your brain is thinking. Like, I remember my therapist explaining, like, our brain has tracks, and you follow the same track for so long that it just becomes automatic. But we can change the direction of the tracks, in this case with repetition. So that's just one example of how these affirmations can be really supportive and powerful for you. Okay, the last affirmation that I'll share. I am full of untapped potential, and by simply choosing to achieve something, I set in motion the wheels of success. All I have to do is keep them moving. This is such an important affirmation, because it's the reminder that we have the power of choice. We can choose to achieve something. We can't choose necessarily when it happens. Like, I can't choose to be a best-selling author tomorrow, but I can choose to continually publish books and to continually keep that in my vision, to manifest it, to visualize it, to move toward it. And as this affirmation says, all I have to do is keep those wheels moving. So I decide to set them in motion because I want that to happen. And all I have to do is keep moving toward that. And it will happen. I am confident that I will be a best-selling author. I might already be. I don't know if my book on Amazon hit bestseller already. To be honest with you, I'm trying to figure that out. But I know I want to be even bigger and grander than that. I want to be a multi-best-selling author. All I have to do is keep those wheels moving. That requires me to take action and be consistent, show up for myself, show up for that vision. And so this affirmation is a really great way to say, I am in charge of my success. All I have to do is keep moving toward what I want, and I will be successful. And quite frankly, simply moving toward that is what makes me successful, right? Like, what do they say? Even just by walking, you're lapping the people on the couch. If you're like trying to start running, but you can't run very long or whatever. Point is, by simply moving toward it, taking even small steps, you are doing more than you would be if you were too afraid and you weren't taking any steps at all. And the good news is it can be hard. I don't want to say it's easy, but it can be easy when you allow yourself to just bite off little chunks at a time, and you keep that vision so clear in your mind. You know what and why you are moving toward that. You can keep those wheels moving. So those are my 5 favorite affirmations for confidence and success. I hope that you enjoyed them. If you want those affirmations, or if you want to get more affirmations like that, you can buy Rise and Shine Daily Affirmations for Women. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it at tons of local booksellers. I'll see if I can find the link and share it in the show notes. Independent booksellers, I should say, which are local for some of you. You can also find it on Target. You can find it on Barnes and Noble. Just type in Rise and Shine Daily Affirmations for Women in Google or search, and I'm sure you'll find it. And I hope that you enjoyed them. I hope that they're helpful for you. Maybe one or two stood out. Make sure you write it down in your notes. A really great way to use affirmations is to write them on a post-it note and stick it somewhere where you'll see it every day so you don't forget to repeat it. And then repeat it every time you see it, or repeat it, let's say 2 to 3 times before bed and 2 to 3 times when you wake up. Sort of stacking it on something that you already do so you don't forget, because that repetition is key to really making the most of these affirmations. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And I will chat with you again on another episode of Mindset Reset Radio.